everyone. I am Jessica Koch, and I am your host of Profound Professionals. This is an interview series we have been running for 5+ years, and it has been our honor and our joy to feature industry experts from around the world. They will help you improve your life or grow your business. Today is no different, my friend. I have an interesting, unusual, amazing, fabulous guest for you. And today I am featuring Raja. He is a kickboxing, get this, opera singing cancer scientist from Philadelphia. Welcome, welcome, Raja. Thank
Hey
you so
Jessica, how you
much for
doing?
being here.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you much, amazing audience out there. Jessica's amazing, and I'm just glad to be here.
We are so, so happy and honored to have you. It's been a long time coming. Raja and I have been playing a little bit of missing each other like ships passing in the night for a little while on the podcast world. And so I'm super excited to have him here today. Raja, share with me how you became passionate about the work you're doing now and all of these amazing things about you, this kickboxing, opera singing, cancer scientist from Philadelphia. Give us your a little bit of your back journey story.
Well, let me tell you a bit about me. It really starts with me. I was born in India, but I was raised in America, and I remember the first few years I lived in a very mixed elementary school, and everybody we all used to play together. We all got along perfectly. And then when I was 7 years old, my dad moved us to the suburbs because his practice took off, and
Mm.
so all of a sudden people start saying, "Oh, you're Indian, you're different. You can't play soccer with us. You can't play on the playground with us." People try to exclude me. They say, "Oh, you're a foreigner," like And I thought, you know, and then at that time also they also made the mistake that Christopher Columbus was trying to find a spice route to India, so they called them Indians. So people thought like, "Oh, you're Indian. Does it mean you live in a teepee? Does it mean you have a
Um,
buffalo?" I'm like, "No. What are you talking about, man? Don't you know your history?" So,
yeah.
so it started out with that, and I got picked on a lot when I was young because of my speech impediment, and so uh, I, I always tell people that fear stands for face everything and rise. So
Mm.
that's what I had to do. I had to fight for my life every single day, and both like mentally as well as just spiritually, so they wouldn't crush my confidence. And they thought it, because of my stutter that I was actually like mentally retarded. So I had to prove to them that I wasn't. So I started to try to get the highest grades in the class. And then by the sixth grade, when I got the highest scores in math and science not just in my class, but the entire sixth grade, they realized their mistake. But it took that many years for them to realize, like, oh my God, we got something different here. And that's why I think I always tell people that, that's why I started karate. And that's why I got into music. So I wouldn't have to talk while I did those sports
Mm.
or that activity. And yet it also changed my life because it forced me to speak and to open up and become more. Because as soon as you unbox yourself, you get past that uncomfortableness and you become something new, something more, something that transcends
Mm.
what you were before.
I love that. So how did this become a business for you? How did this
Well,
turn?
a few years ago, I was in a like really bad car accident. I had opened up my my karate school for the past 7 years. So after the accident, I had hurt my neck. So the doctor had said I really just couldn't take any contact. So I had to close my karate school. It broke my heart, but at
Mm.
the same time, I had also begun my transformational journey through reading books and seminars and retreats and everything else. And I decided, you know what? I can do this online too. I can impact even more people. So when I started to coach mind shift mastery and
Mm.
really being a black belt and like being a 6 degree master black belt in the Black Belt Hall of Fame, I tell people that like I don't want you to call me Master Vaidya. Just call me Raja, or call me Coach if you really want. But I think titles get in the way of us
Mhm.
connecting. So um, as soon as I began that, that's when I started to realize, wow, there's such an impact and such a need out there for this. So as soon as I closed my karate school, I already had something that I could even impact even more. And now I still help in my teacher school, but I also get to help all my clients online as well. And I love what I do because now it changes lives for good forever.
So, what is it like for your customer to experience their journey and path with you? So, like some of the ways you can work with a customer and a client.
Several ways. I have both. pre-recorded programs as well as a group coaching as well as one-on-one coaching. So I've three different tiers where, there's a done by you program,
Mm-hmm.
which is sort of like entry level, or mid-tier, which is most popular. There's a done with you program,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's at my top level, I have a done for you program where we take care of, like, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to have your own knowledge business. We help you to find out what is your superpower and package it and promote it and to market it. And we teach you how to present it, because if a person like me, I'm going to go up on stage, I say, I have people say, like, here comes a speaker that can't talk right. Because I joke about, like, God gave me this speech impediment, so I probably don't talk too much. And and so that helps me to realize that, you know what, I could have allowed this to crush me.
Yeah.
So I could have been like a piece of coal that turned to dust, but instead I used this and I flipped it around. And
Mm-hmm.
now everybody now like realizes that now, that piece of coal, through the pressure and the heat and through that forge, you change something in it and you become a diamond. And
Yeah.
that is the kind of pressure that I help other people to deal with, because becoming a black belt is no different.
I have a lot of respect for that because I know what the journey it takes to become hit that level of martial arts. My husband's actually a black belt, and I'm very proud of him for that as well. Took him
Congratulations. It's great.
many, many years to get that far in the journey, but it really was a beautiful transformation to watch him go through that for, like I said, I think it took him 15 or 17 years to really achieve that master level
Yep.
in the martial arts space. So I love that. Share with us quickly a tip of something someone can do today that will help their business or their life. Can you give us a quick tip?
Certainly. So here's what I want you to do. Think about, when's the last time that you got triggered by something that was going to be happening in your life. Like, for example, I'm here at work and I'm trying to balance two different things. I just did an experiment today, and I'm doing Patapalooza today. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? This could be a very highly stressful situation for me, but I anticipated and planned for
Mm-hmm.
this. So I'm working around, I'm squeezing things in. A lot of us are reactive in the way that we go through our day instead of being proactive and expecting things and challenges that are going to happen anyway. Every day, I assume there's going to be three problems: one big problem and two small problems. So when you go through your day, anticipate those three problems that you're going to have in a day and assume you're going to have that one big problem that you're going to have to face. Now, you're not surprised anymore. You're expecting it. And on the days where you don't get the big problem, oh, bonus day, you get a victory. And on top of that, can you imagine, what I do is something that I do in my in my notebook? I don't put check marks. I put V marks. I put victories. What I do is, I next to a task that I have to get done. Remember, tasks that you schedule with a time and an ending point, they get done. A task list doesn't get done. It just gets pushed back onto the next day. So always put a time component to your tasks. So now, uh, I put a little triangle next to that. And what I do is, every time it gets done, I put a V in it. The
I
V
love
stands
that.
for victory.
I
So
love the
every day
victory.
you get a victory, not a check. What's a check? I mean, a check mark? What does
I
that mean?
love the
Get a
victory.
victory.
Put a V. I love that. And you know what? I'm going to put a little spin on Raja's advice and say every day expect one really big victory and two
Yep.
really small victories, and throw those other problems and challenges out the window, because my days are going to be full of victories. I'm going to pre-decide and pre-manifest all victories in my world.
I agree with you there. I, I tell my kids every day, listen, don't be a problem finder, be a problem solver.
Yeah, well,
And
you know what? I don't call them problems or challenges anymore. I
yeah,
love the term puzzles because a puzzle is
I
solvable.
like that.
A
Yep.
puzzle is fun. We love to do puzzles. Puzzles are fun. People get excited about solving a puzzle. And every one of your problems and challenges is just a puzzle that you need to have a little bit of creativity and some fun with and solve it. And so that's
Yeah.
kind of my attitude and direction in that space. Now, we only have a little bit of time left, but I want you to share, and I want to have enough time for the rest of the things that we're going to cover in our segment, but I want you to share anything else about yourself or your business that you feel like we left out, because I want you to feel complete. And then we're going to move on to a couple of other things.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I have a free mind shift course that I give out on my site. If
Great.
you go to victorymindsetacademy.com, victorymindsetacademy.com, you'll get 5 free modules. They're 3 minutes each. So in about 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to create a positive shift in your day today, not in 6 months, right now, today. So if you need that, definitely go grab that. And then after that, if you want to work with more, there are many options for us to work together. And I think that this is, you know, I tell my clients all the time, don't fake it till you make it, believe it and become it. So this is your time.
I love that. Believe it and become it. Oh, that is a good one. Now,
Hmm.
all of the links and more information for Raja will be in the comments or in the video description or wherever you're finding this, because we're posting it many, many places. And we're also going to build a custom article about him, and that link will be available in all those locations as well. So go to that so that you can find his site and find all his free gifts and all his wonderfulness and ways to reach him in the future. Now, the next thing and the reason we started Profound Professionals was we want to feature causes close and near and dear to our clients' hearts. Very quickly, what is a cause that you love and care about?
Well, like one thing I like realize, especially being in corporate, is that people with speech impediments are still being marginalized, and
Yeah.
we're not being given the voice,
Yeah.
literally, that we need. So we need more education and more understanding to normalize that this is a normal thing in everyday life, and uh, HR managers or managers of any kind should not be afraid of someone with a speech challenge, because actually they're one of the hardest, most working and like empathetic people that you'll ever meet, because we deal with uh, feeling put down every single day. So uh, uh, I w- uh, there's a company called there's a group called the NSA. It's the National Stuttering Association, and they they have a big place in my heart, because what they do is they do exactly that. So if you get a chance, like donate anything, could be $10, could be $20, I don't care, whatever, or
Yeah.
more, and give them the opportunity to help other people, and especially for young kids to be able to see that there are different ways and different skills and different ways of understanding that this is a normal part of our society, and we need to accept people for who they are.
That is so beautiful. Thank you for that. Now, anyone who watches my show, and I thank you if you're a regular watcher and sharer, and we give you a virtual hug, especially if you share, because we so love that, knows that I am totally a bookworm and totally care about books. And I'm creating the ultimate book list of our guests' recommendations, as well as books that they've authored themselves. So we're going to start with your recommendations. So something you haven't written yourself that inspired your life or helped grow your business.
Oh
Give us
yeah.
the name of a book, Raja, that we can share.
Okay. Well, if it's okay, like I'm gonna give you two. Like, and I'll keep it quick.
Sure.
The first one, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and like Leif Erikson. That really changed the way I perceived everything around me, because I used to think for a while that, like, man, my life is out of control. Everybody else gets to do whatever they want, and I can't. And this, and I really, once I read that book, I realized, wait a second, these two Navy SEALs, where they did all these tours in Afghanistan, they helped save lives, they helped, complete the mission. They realized everything is in their hands. Everything is under their control. And now they teach that to like businesses everywhere around the world. And I realized something by after that book is, wait a second, I'm in charge of what time I get to work. I'm in charge of how I set up. I'm in charge of my email list. Do I talk to people or not talk to people? I'm in charge of, do I answer the phone or not? I'm in charge of, um, you know, how fast do I drive? I'm in charge of what do I eat for lunch? You're in charge of everything.
Yes.
Like 99% of the stuff that you have to do throughout your day, really you have control over it. And all of a sudden I started realizing, wait a second, that means I have control of my life. And
Yes.
it was a huge mind shift for me. So that, and the second book was The 12-Week Year by
Ah,
by Brian P. Moran.
I've
And
heard of that one. I haven't read it yet. So I'm so glad
oh,
you
it's a
brought that
huge
up
one.
to add to the list. That's great.
It shifted the way I did a lot of my tasks. Like, rather than making annual goals, I make quarterly goals. So instead of making 12-month goals, you make 12-week goals. And then
Right.
now you're able to course correct much faster, and you're also able to enjoy the rewards,
Yeah.
uh, 4 times as much. That's another
It
huge benefit.
gets you
Plus,
so organized, I think.
yeah,
Gets you
and
accountable.
plus as part of that, like one tip I learned from there, um, every this whole myth of like multitasking, it doesn't work. Stop it. There's
I know. They say that about the one thing too, and I still struggle with that, but okay,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Uh, so tell us about a book that is coming out soon that you're the author of.
Certainly. Well, I'm a co-author on two books that came out back in December. They I went up on a Times Square billboard, so they're really they are they're going to be Amazon bestsellers pretty soon. One is called The Ultimate Speaker, and the other is called Dose of Hope. My own personal book, I have two books coming out hopefully this year, and one is called Unbox Me Today. It's
Mhm.
about the five pillars of success that I've gleaned through my own personal transformation journey. It's
Mhm.
health, wealth, mindset, faith, and family, and how like a rising tide raises all the ships in your life. And the
Right.
second book is this is another really, really passion project for me. It's called Hug a Bully,
Oh.
and it's about breaking the cycle. And what it is people don't realize, oh, blame the bullies and there's zero tolerance for bullying and this and that. Yeah, but bullying happens at work. It happens in families. It happens at school, whether you're in elementary school or in graduate school. There were still bullies there. And I remember in, you know, thinking that, my God, am I alone in this? And I once I started doing more research and finding out a lot of people have gotten bullied. And so we need to understand why people go through this and how we can change it. So I went to my high school reunion
Mm.
and uh, uh, I talked to the actual police, the ones who actually picked on me from 30 years ago. And guess what? I asked them, why did they bully?
Mhm.
Were they the bully or the victim?
Mhm.
And second question was, as an adult, how do you look back, looking at it now? What's your perception of bullying now? And third, what do you teach your children to change and break the cycle?
Right.
So no one else in the world has a book like that, and I
That's
cannot wait.
awesome.
I cannot wait to share that because that's going to
Ah,
change the world.
that is going to be great. So make sure you include and send us those links as they're released because we'll update your article and make sure everyone can get them. If
Will
you're
do.
watching again, I thank you. If you're a profound professional, would like to be on our show, please reach out to us, introduce us to people you know that might be a great fit because that would be fabulous so that we can feature them like we're featuring Raja. Now we have to wrap up in our final minutes. So before we say goodbye, I always ask, what's one final piece of information or inspiration you can leave our audience with?
Well, it's something I say to my clients all the time, and 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 it's that, uh, there's there's a lot of fake stuff out on the internet, fake gurus and fake things, and that whole fake it till you make it
Yeah.
attitude. And so instead, what I say is, don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it.
Believe it and become it. You said that earlier, and I love that. That's a great way to leave our show. As always, I'm going to say bye, everybody. I'm your host, Jessica Koch from Profound Professionals. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. And until next time, bye, everybody. Bye, Raja.
Bye bye.